Okay, before we decide which lettering to use, I want to remind you that we have a useful tool up here. If you'll go to your Help menu and do the Online Manual, and sometimes I have to do that twice, but today it's opening up first thing. It's going to open up the manual into Acrobat. Well, no, I do have to do it again. Online Manual, and it'll bring it up. Near the end of the manual, there are the alphabet samples. Let's open this up so we can see it. And I want to view fit the width of the page in here. If you'll scroll down into an alphabet, down here you'll see the recommended letter height. There's a minimum and a maximum for every single letter to get the optimal stitch out. So that's something you want to remember and take a look at so that you're not getting letters that are globs because they're too small or that they're too spread out because they're too big. Just remember that's there. So let's go back to the design software. We're going to right click on the lettering and values, and this is where you get to pick your alphabet. And you can scroll through it using your arrow keys, and you'll see that it's changing over that little box just to the right, showing you what it will look like. So find one that you like the looks of it. I think I'll try Night Owl and say OK. Now you can play with your justification here just like you can in a word processing program. You can left justify, you can center, you can right justify, or you can justify right and left. And you can play with your baselines too. For today, we're just going to leave it, well, we could center, but we're going to leave just a regular baseline and say OK. Now, down at the bottom of the screen, there's the message that says press mouse button to start text. That means put your mouse button where you want it to start writing. Now it says enter text, 1, 2. Then click enter once you have your information. Okay, that's too high, but it's selected, so we can drag it down. And I want to align that to just that circle. So I'm going to have to ungroup this. Ungroup, click off of it. Select my 12 again, the control key, and that top circle. And for this one, I'm going to align centers vertical. And there we have it. Okay, I kind of like to work in quarters when I'm going around the clock if I'm going to put all the numbers in. So let's click on the text key again. Click over here somewhere close to where we want our 3. Type in the 3 and enter. Now that's selected. Hold the control key and select the dot by that. And this time we want to align centers horizontal. And there it is. Now you may have to play with your spacing out here by the side of the clock. And it looks like the 3 could come out a little bit compared to the 12. You can use your arrow keys on your keyboard to really fine-tune where you want something. Okay, let's do the 6 next. 6, enter. Bring it down. And okay, that's pretty good. And this time, rather than align on the circles just for the fun of it, I'm going to align it on the 12. So my 6 is selected, control key, click on the 12, and align centers vertical. Okay. Now let's put a 9 in. 9, enter. And I want to have this lined up so that the bottoms are even on the 9 and the 3. So the 9 selected, control key and the 3, and align bottom horizontal. And there it is. And my 9 looks a little bit close to the outside of that circle, so I'm using my arrow keys again just to bring it in a little bit. And if I'm just using my right arrow key, it's not moving it up or down, so the bottom's staying aligned. I can click off of it. And the next thing, I think I'll go ahead and put in my 1. 1, enter, and drag it down. And this one I'm just going to kind of eyeball. Now straight down from the 1, we'd have the 5. So if you go ahead and put the 5 in and enter. And this one I'm going to line up the center because the 1's not as wide as the 5. So I have the 5 selected, the control and the 1, and I'm going to align centers vertical. And how's it look? I think it can come up just a little bit. That's pretty good.